day, before cable, the internet, and dish television, networks would run about, 2, maybe 3 hours of those conventions, both Democrat and Republican. But now, thanks to the bottom line, known as the advertising dollars, both parties are now subject to the network saying, hey, we got way too much competition out there. We can't afford to lose viewers by not showing America's Got Talent's Talking Dog or NCIS regular and LA version, as well as those big giant balls on Wipeout. So they've gone back to both parties and said, hey, give us the best you got in 1 hour. And the Republican Party did just that. Now, in the Republican primetime convention show, we saw some interesting things. We saw that it is time for Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey to run away from the snack table and maybe into a Weight Watchers meeting. That's right, it's time. We also saw that those Republicans don't just not like President Obama, they can't stand him. In fact, it seems as though they hate him. Quite strong, very powerful. We also learned that the Republicans have selective memory and that they remember Ronald Reagan and they remember President Obama taking office in 2008. The 90s, 2000, all the way to 2008 seems to have vanished. It's amazing. There's this whole span of history and time that's just eluded them. Something else that we learned that those Republicans, they love their stay-at-home moms. Yes, and wives. They do. They love their wives and they love their moms, and it's quite endearing. We also learned that Mitt Romney may have been raised with a silver spoon, but there was a time that he elected to use plastic. Oh yeah, people, he did. He used plastic and ate like the common people. He wanted us to know. He wanted us to know. There are some very interesting speeches that came up all week. We saw one Hispanic, Marco Rubio. We saw Condoleezza Rice and got a twofer, a black and a woman. Oh, it was powerful. And we also saw Clint Eastwood. Yeah. Clint Eastwood. Now, those Republicans, they were so fearful. They were fearful that Mother Nature would send her son Isaac there to destroy and put a damper on the show. But no, it was no other than Clint Eastwood talking to a chair that had Casper in it. That pretty much brought down the show. But Clint Eastwood did what we all have forgotten. He showed us that he is truly a thespian. And that he did the role of his life playing the mole. Now, The Mole is a show that came on back in the 90s. And in that show, it was someone's job to basically infiltrate the team by posing as to be one of them. But at the same time, he was sabotaging all their things. Sabotaging from the inside, all posing to be one of them. So, who's the mole? Clint Eastwood, because he gave us gotcha television. That's right. Move over Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Clint Eastwood did what we were all shocked and amazed and never expected.